From the subreddit Unpopular Opinion. The pressure to orgasm as a man is overwhelming. I hate the pressure to orgasm during sex. If I don't orgasm in time, within 3 minutes of my partner orgasming, I don't get to orgasm. On top of that, my partner is frustrated with me and herself, and I'm obliged with the duty of consoling her. Edit. The 3-minute statement is an estimate, not an explicit agreement. Also, the pressure not to orgasm is overwhelming. I've had the same issue for years. Pretty much my entire adult life has been like that, and girlfriends have always been bothered by it. However, I've been in my current relationship for about a year now and have been very open and honest with my gal about it. She's very wise, and whenever it's an issue she just reminds me to relax, or not worry about it right now and we try later. What has worked for me? Spontaneity. Foreplay for sure, someone else even mentioned. Sex in random places, so to mix it up. Talking to her during helps keep me present, also to tell her what feels good in the moment. What doesn't work ever? Having too much on my mind during. Basically, overthinking kills your dick. Hope this helps, my dude. Best of luck. Been there. Turns into you don't like me / don't think I'm attractive when that's absolutely not the case. I really think sex should be enjoyable in itself, and an orgasm is just an added bonus. I've never liked the focus on orgasm being the goal rather than the goal being just to have sex and enjoy it. Talk to her about this at a time when you haven't just had sex, like properly sit down and talk. Not everyone finds it easy to orgasm straight away, and that's okay. But also, if she wants to stop, that's also okay. I can't continue for ages because it gets a bit painful after a while, and my partner is always fine with stopping if I need to. For me, the only way I can get off now is when someone tells me I'm not Brian Lefevre. Like, damn, and I thought the hard part is to get her off. I've been married almost 20 years, and in that time sex life has changed and adapted. The key is communication. That's why I find it nearly impossible to come from a BJ, pressure to do so. Our whole lives, as men, it's ingrained into us that women hate BJs. You know, the old saying that a married woman gives her last BJ on her wedding night. For me, I find sex unenjoyable to the point of flaccidity if I don't think my partner is having fun. Overall, my thoughts during head range from is she just doing this to please me to she hates this and just wants me to come so it's over. At least during fucking I get some indication that my partner is enjoying it. God help us if the woman then gets frustrated, down goes the mast. It's not you, bro. Hopefully your partner is open and honest enough with you to be able to discuss your feelings. Sometimes, that's a chore in and of itself because women are taught not to discuss sexuality or else they are labeled a whore or slut. The world is fucked up and your dick knows it. I know that feel. My wife isn't annoyed with me, but after we've been going for a while and she's finished a few times, it gets tougher as the repeated friction is starting to make her ache, which stresses me out and makes it harder to finish. It's always tough to estimate, she's going to be good to go in a few minutes, so I should try to get done within that time, but also still not cut her off. Sex is a fucking tightrope, dude. Why do you not get to orgasm if more than 3 minutes after her? Maybe you need more foreplay. I agree with your opinion wholly. Antidepressants also have a tendency to make you last for an inhumanely long time and make your partner feel bad. Add the sad 30-minute wank in the evening to the mix and it ruins your night too. Though, your partner should be more understanding. Not all days are good days, for either gender. We should both be very forgiving when it comes to sex on a bad day, and be as accommodating as we can. Could she finish you off with a blowjob and a money shot? Damn, who lasts for 3 minutes? Just do her doggy and spit on her back. She gets upset at you and makes you sleep on the couch if you don't finish. She doesn't let you keep going for more than a few minutes after she finishes. When you tell her what sexually gratifies you, finishing off with a blowjob, she outright refused. You have to play self-esteem coach when you don't perform under her strict conditions. I hope you're not married, because you should have an exit plan. You should dip out of her grasp like a soldier leaving Afghanistan. It sounds like you are not compatible with your partner, not because you can't finish at the same time, but because she made you sleep on the couch for not being able to finish. Triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post. Based on your responses, it seems the real answer is you and your GF need to sit down and discuss how it makes you feel honestly. If she isn't understanding the pressure you feel, then it's really not a good sign, my man. I also read from your responses that she refuses to assist you in reach orgasm in any other way besides penetrative sex. That is something you need to sit down and discuss as well. Penetrative sex is not the end-all be-all, sex has so many forms. Also realize some people are simply not compatible sexually. I've dated people who refuse to do some pretty basic stuff and sex just never felt right with them because of it. If you guys can't sit down and talk like adults about an actual problem, then I'm not sure what else to say. It's okay, you don't have to come every time. You can stop a few minutes after she had orgasm. Do you enjoy sex without finishing? Because if so, then I would articulate that to your partner and just enjoy sex without you both focusing on it. If you don't masturbate and you look after your physical and mental health, then it will happen, mate. That's awful. I'm sorry, I know how you feel. After 3 years of dating and over 1 year of marriage, my wife hasn't made me orgasm once. We can't have traditional intercourse, and I think my antidepressants and other meds are affecting me, but she doesn't put in any effort either. It's frustrating to say the least. I'm basically a married virgin, pensive face. Your partner isn't respecting you and your sexual needs. Not everyone is the same, and sex isn't a race. My boyfriend constantly apologizes for having me wait for him to come, and I always tell him not to. He thinks that I suspect him not being attracted to me or something, which is ridiculous. Ladies and gents, instead of pressuring or shaming your partner, maybe try helping them and being supportive. Lick their neck, dance a little, play with yourself, give him head, slowly kiss up and down his back, caress his arms. There's so much you can do that will help him to come much faster than criticism. Does she not like multiple orgasms? If you have the stamina, keep laying pipe until you're satisfied and she's learned 3 new demonic languages. Sounds like you need to find a new partner. And based off of your comments, you don't want to accept the truth that you guys are not compatible. I struggle with the same issue. I find that my partner's cum can get dry on my dick and it starts to hurt with all the rubbing. Sometimes it helps when she talks dirty asking for me to come, but otherwise it makes it worse because I then try to focus on it more. What are some things you have done that makes it easier for you? You should talk to your partner and clear that shit up. I'm sorry that your partner makes you feel bad for this. I've been with my husband for 9 years. I don't care if either of us come. Sex is fun without an organism. It is about communication and connection. You should have an honest conversation with your partner about it. I think you just need to talk to her in the morning over good coffee and unhealthy pastries. I think you should reassure her and explain to her. I am a woman and had the same issues with I started to learn by myself, and my partner explained that it did not have anything to do with pleasure and that he was enjoying himself a lot. It was just that either he really was focused on my pleasure and my pleasure only, sometimes it was fatigue, sometimes stress act. I felt much better after and learned to see and look at him more. That way, I can see if he is enjoy it for real. He said, "Do you enjoy yourself even if you don't orgasm?" Yes? Well, just like you women, we can enjoy ourselves without having an orgasm. It really changed our sex life in many aspects. So, my wife has a condition that made sex pretty difficult. Like, we've been married for 4 years and weren't able to have penetrative sex until about 6 months ago. Like at all. Thank God we finally got that figured out. Then for a long time after that, I had to be very, very careful during sex or it would hurt her. Obviously, for both fear of hurting her and because of very careful, ginger movements, I had a hard time even holding an erection, and orgasming from it was pretty much a pipe dream for a while. The problem became a little more serious when she became pretty much okay, but I was still very concerned about messing it up for her. For me, the problem was absolutely in my head. Once I started just trying to have a good time and just feel it, it became so much better. TL, drive, your own expectations hurt you more than other people's. My previous relationship of 5 years, I had this exact same problem. We ended up breaking up, and I really believe the root cause of our breakup was the sex. It got boring and monotonous, and when we tried to talk about it, there was friction. Now, however, I do not have this problem with my wife of 8 years. She communicates with me and tells me to relax and talks dirty to get me riled up again. When we first started dating, the sexual compatibility was absolutely insane because of the communication we had. Knowing what turns each other on and talking about that and being willing to compromise is key. Having the ability to go outside of your own comfort zone for your partner, and vice versa. Your partner needs to do this with you to help you feel more comfortable, because that's what a good partner should do. Wish you all the best. I find it difficult because I either come before she orgasms, and that is bad, Or she comes before B and then isn't as much into it after that. So there is a small window and I gotta time it pretty well. This doesn't happen with everyone though,